Bournemouth are close to signing a defender who actually plays more like a winger. Juanlu Sánchez is quick, direct, and incredibly dangerous going forward. And if Marco Rose can unlock his full potential, we're all going to wonder why more Premier League clubs weren't after him. Now, let me start this video off by saying this is an incredible market opportunity for Bournemouth. Sevilla, we know they have financial problems. We know they haven't been the best of sides over the last couple of years. And Bournemouth are clearly capitalising on that because the fee that they're about to play for Sanchez, under £15 million, incredible value. Because listen, this guy is probably everything you want in a modern day fullback and someone that Bournemouth have been lacking down the right hand side, especially after this certain other previous right back wanted to fiddle in his nonsense, probably the best way to put it. But you guys can see this graphic on the screen here. This looks at progressive actions for all fullbacks under the ages of 23 in La Liga. Who's second on that list? Sanchez. And this is going to be a consistent theme that you see throughout this video. We're going forward. Bournemouth have just signed a gem. Now, you guys already know, when it comes to progressive actions, I like to look at how they're progressing the ball, whether that's through carries or whether that's through passes. Sanchez does a bit of both, and that's obviously going to be very, very important for Bournemouth. But you guys can see the graphic on the screen here. This looks at where Sanchez advanced the ball and created threat, looks at his carry numbers and looks at his passing numbers. Of course, his passing numbers are slightly higher, but again, there's a good balance. He can carry the ball as well, which is going to be a big, big positive. Now, all these progressive action numbers are very, very important because of one reason. Bournemouth are putting Marco Rose. Now, people might not know much about Marco Rose, but let me tell you one thing. He's a typical manager that you expect would have come through the Red Bull ranks. He seems a very direct, very, very vertical. There's a reason he's managed likes of Salzburg, Leipzig. And to be honest, his Borussia Mönchengladbach team was probably one of his best examples of his team being so vertical, so direct. And this is very important because if you're looking at Sanchez, most of his actions after he recovers are progressive actions such as a pass or a carry. He wants to get the ball forward quickly, which is exactly what Marco Rose probably wants in his fullbacks and why this addition for Bournemouth is going to take them up another level. Now, as you guys know, these videos take a very, very long time to make. So firstly, make sure you guys leave a like. That would be greatly appreciated. But secondly, I spent a lot of time analysing Sanchez going forward. I watched over 200 crosses that he made over the span of his career. And one thing I realised very, very quickly is that the variety of his crosses is very, very impressive. For example, you saw this assist against Real Madrid, a nice lofted cross, something that you might typically expect from a fullback. But then there were several occasions where Sanchez makes those low-driven crosses across the box, something that Trufe, for example, Kirkes have done quite a lot for Bournemouth over the last couple of years. That was very, very impressive, and the level of consistency with his delivery surprised me because it is really, really good. Now, so far in this video, I spent a lot of time talking about Sanchez going forward, which, listen, we know, trust me, Bournemouth fans are going to absolutely love him in that aspect of his game. But defensively, let me actually give him some credit as well and some praise, because you guys can see the graphic on the screen here, which looks at defensive ground duels 1 adjusted for possession for players under the ages of 23 in that fullback category in La Liga. Who's number 3 on that list? Sanchez. And this is a consistent theme in his game where over the last 3 seasons, he's been in the top third in the top 5 leagues for fullbacks with the most defensive ground duel success rate. This is a big part of his game and something that he clearly stands out in. Now, another thing that I really have to mention, because when I saw it, I was like, oh, wow, is Sanchez is a right back. But what if I told you he's also played right wing, also played central midfield, holding midfield, and in the number 10 role? Would you not believe me? You probably wouldn't believe me because that sounds crazy, but it's actually the truth. He's played in those forward areas as a number 10. He's played in the central midfield part for Sevilla over the last couple of years at times as well, and he's actually done very, very well. So you can clearly see Bournemouth are clearly getting someone very, very competent on the ball. Now, you could argue Sanchez's most important role at Bournemouth is going to be help unlocking Ryan even further. Bournemouth were playing Adam Smith last season towards the back end at right back. He's probably not the sort of right back that you want with Ryan, where you want somebody that's going to consistently overlap him, allowing Ryan to come inside those central zones of the football pitch where he's so comfortable and so deadly. Because listen, Ryan has all the potential to be Bournemouth's next £100 million sale. I said it before, when Dango Sara left, I felt like Bournemouth should have gone and signed Ryan there. That's how much I've believed him. That's how much I've known about him for a very, very long time. Of course, they waited until Semenyo's gone. It's worked out. But Bournemouth, that right-hand side combination with Ryan, Sanchez, is one of the best in the league. I'm so excited to see how Bournemouth now going into the season work how their partnerships are, how a Marco Rose Bournemouth looks like. Because listen, I think they'll be top. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll be back soon.